Look at your lawn right now. If you walked across it this morning and felt the ground hard like concrete under your shoes, you already lost. Because that soil, that compacted, lifeless soil, is silently killing every blade of grass you ever planted. Water can't get in. Roots can't grow down. Air can't reach the microbes that keep your grass alive. And no matter how much fertilizer you throw on top, no matter how perfectly you water, no matter how expensive that seed mix was, nothing changes. The lawn stays patchy. The grass stays thin. The brown spots keep coming back every single summer. But what if I told you that the most expensive solution most people pay for, that machine that pulls plugs of dirt out of your yard, is not the only way, and honestly, not even the best way? There is a method, used by golf course groundskeepers and old school gardeners for decades, that costs less than $10 and works on any lawn, in any region, in any season. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to break up the hardest soil in your yard, permanently, using something you probably already have in your kitchen cabinet right now. Before we open this vault, if this knowledge matters to you, the best way to preserve it is simple. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video with someone whose lawn needs saving. Now let's open the file. When was the last time you saw earthworms in your lawn? If your answer is, I don't remember, that is the clearest sign your soil is dead. Healthy soil has hundreds of worms per square meter, tunneling through the ground, eating organic matter, and leaving behind the richest fertilizer nature has ever made. But compacted soil has no air, no worms, no microbes, no life. It is just packed clay or packed dirt, squeezed so tightly that nothing can move through it. And here is the part most homeowners never realize. Compaction is not caused by one big mistake. It is caused by 1,000 tiny ones. Every time you walk across the lawn when it's wet, every time your kids run across it after a storm, every time the mailman cuts the corner, every heavy rain that beats the surface flat, year after year, layer after layer, the soil gets denser, tighter, harder, until one summer you look outside and realize your grass is dying and you have no idea why. I put together a complete technical guide with the full step-by-step, the exact ratios, the timing for each season, and the long-term maintenance schedule. The link is in the description below. But before you click, watch this next part, because the next 60 seconds change everything. Here is what most lawn care companies do not want you to know. The standard solution they sell you is core aeration. They bring in a machine, they pull thousands of little plugs out of your lawn, they charge you $200 to $400, and they leave. And yes, core aeration works. But there is a problem. Core aeration only fixes the top 3 or 4 inches of soil. Below that, the compaction stays exactly where it was. So 6 months later, your lawn looks tired again. And they come back, and they charge you again. There is a smarter way. It goes all the way down. It is called liquid aeration. And the cheapest version of it uses something almost every house in the world already has. Dish soap. Before we continue, tell me in the comments what country you're watching from. I'm curious how many homeowners around the world are discovering this at the same time. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is the moment, because what I'm about to show you will change the way you look at every patch of grass around your home. Now let me explain why this actually works. Dish soap is a surfactant, a fancy word for something that breaks the surface tension of water. When you pour plain water onto hard soil, the water sits on top, beads up, runs off, and maybe 1 or 2% actually soaks in. But when you add a surfactant, the water suddenly behaves differently. It spreads, it penetrates, it reaches into the tiny channels and cracks in the soil that water alone cannot enter. And once the water gets deep, it carries everything with it. Oxygen, nutrients, microbes, organic matter. The soil starts to breathe again. Now, here's the recipe you came for. You take 3 ounces of clear dish soap, which is about 90 milliliters. Make sure it is the simple kind. No bleach, no antibacterial chemicals, no fancy additives, just plain dish soap. You mix it with 1 full gallon of water, which is about 3.7 liters. Then you put that mixture into a hose end sprayer. Hold on for 1 second. Inside the complete guide I prepared for this video, you get the full breakdown. The exact dilution ratios for every type of soil, sandy, clay, loam, and silt. The application calendar for spring, summer, fall, and winter. The combination protocol with gypsum, humic acid, and compost tea, which is where the real magic happens. And the troubleshooting section that shows you what to do when the surface foams too much, when the grass yellows after application, and when nothing seems to be working. Every chapter, every method, every recipe. One single access, permanent. The link is in the description below. Now back to the application, because this part is critical. You attach the sprayer to your garden hose. You set the dial to read 3 ounces per gallon, and you spray your entire lawn evenly. 1 gallon of the concentrate covers around 1,000 square feet, which is about 93 square meters. Apply on a cool morning or late afternoon, never under the hot midday sun, because the soap can burn the grass blades. After the application, water deeply. and I mean deeply. You want the soap solution to travel down at least 6 to 8 inches into the soil, which is about 15 to 20 centimeters. This is where the magic happens. The soap molecules attach themselves to soil particles, breaking the static electrical bonds that hold clay together. The water carries oxygen down. The roots, which had been suffocating, suddenly start to expand. Within 2 weeks, you will see the first signs. The grass color deepens. The blades stand taller. The lawn feels different under your feet, softer, springier, alive again. And I want to remind you, every detail of this method is inside the guide I mentioned at the beginning. The link is right there in the description. One purchase, all the knowledge for life. But here is what separates the people whose lawns transform forever from the people who do this once and forget about it. The follow-up. Liquid aeration alone is not enough. It opens the door, but you have to walk through it. Step 2 is gypsum. Gypsum is calcium sulfate, a mineral that has been used in agriculture for over 200 years. When you spread it on compacted clay soil, it does something remarkable. The calcium replaces the sodium in the tightly bound particles of the clay. The clay literally falls apart at the molecular level. You apply about 40 pounds of pelletized gypsum per 1,000 square feet, which is roughly 18 kilograms per 93 square meters. You spread it evenly using a broadcast spreader. You water it in, and then you wait. Gypsum works slowly. Over the next 3 to 6 months, it transforms the structure of your soil from the inside out. Combined with the liquid aeration, the results are permanent. Step 3 is organic matter. This is the part almost everyone skips. And it is the reason their improvements never last. Soil that has no organic matter has no food for microbes. No microbes means no biological activity. No biological activity means the soil slowly compacts again. The cheapest, easiest way to add organic matter is compost top dressing. You take screened compost and spread a thin layer about a 1/4 inch thick, which is roughly 6 millimeters, over your entire lawn. Use a rake or a leveling tool to work it gently down between the grass blades. Do this once a year, ideally in early fall, and your soil will keep improving every single year. Within 3 years, lawns that started as hard, dead, lifeless dirt will be soft, springy, dark, and alive. There is one more thing I want you to know. The single biggest mistake people make after fixing their soil is going right back to the habits that broke it in the first place. If you mow the grass too short, the roots stay shallow and the soil compacts faster. If you walk on the lawn when it is wet, the weight of your body pushes the soil particles together and the compaction returns. If you use the same path across the yard every day, you create a compaction line that no amount of liquid aeration will fix. The solution is simple. Mow tall, around 3 to 4 inches, which is 7 to 10 centimeters. Avoid foot traffic when the soil is saturated. Vary your paths and walk different lines across the yard. These 3 habits alone, combined with the methods we just talked about, will keep your soil soft and healthy for decades. So here is the full recipe, one more time. 1. Apply liquid aeration with 3 ounces of dish soap per gallon of water, once every 2 months during the growing season. 2. Apply pelletized gypsum at 40 pounds per 1,000 square feet, once a year in early spring. 3. Top dress with screened compost, a 1/4 inch layer, once a year in early fall. 4. Mow tall, avoid traffic when wet, and vary your walking paths. That is it. 4 steps. Less than $50 a year, and your soil will be healthier than 90% of the lawns in your neighborhood. If this video helped you, the most important thing you can do is one simple action. Subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video with one neighbor, one friend, one family member who has been fighting hard soil for years and giving up every summer. Because what we just learned together is the kind of knowledge that used to pass from one gardener to the next, quietly, generation after generation. And somewhere along the way, we forgot it. Now we remember. Click subscribe, activate the bell, and I will see you in the next vault.